The entertainment world just witnessed something absolutely incredible, and I need to tell you everything about what went down with Selena Gomez and Benny Blanco's wedding, because the details are absolutely wild. If you love celebrity news and want to stay updated on all the latest happenings, make sure you hit that subscribe button right now because you're not going to want to miss what I'm about to share with you. So, let's dive straight into the biggest scoop that has everyone talking right now. We're talking about one of the most secretive celebrity weddings that just happened, and trust me when I say the level of planning that went into keeping this private was absolutely next level. The amount of effort that went into making sure this stayed under wraps until they were ready to share it themselves is something we haven't seen in a really long time in Hollywood. First things first, we need to talk about the dress situation because this is where things get really interesting. You know those gorgeous photos that Selena posted that had everyone losing their minds? Well, here's the thing that's going to blow your mind. Those pictures that we all saw and thought were from the actual wedding ceremony, turns out that wasn't even the wedding dress at all. That stunning outfit was actually from the rehearsal dinner. I know, right? The wedding dress was completely different, and they managed to keep it hidden from literally everyone until they were ready to share it themselves. Now let me tell you about the absolute chaos that was happening behind the scenes because this is where it gets really wild. There were helicopters flying around everywhere, trying to get those exclusive shots. We're talking about agencies offering over $1 million for the first picture of Selena in her wedding dress. Some reports even said that certain publications were offering up to $2 million for those exclusive photos. Can you imagine that kind of money just for a wedding photo? That's the level of interest that surrounded this entire event. The paparazzi situation was completely out of control. Photographers were coming from all over the world trying to figure out where this wedding was happening and how they could get those shots. They were flying helicopters over the area, they were trying to sneak into locations, and it was basically like a full-on mission to capture these moments. But here's what's so impressive about the whole thing. Despite all of that chaos and all of those people trying to get the photos, Selena and Benny managed to keep everything completely private until they were ready to share it on their own terms. The photo shoot that we saw was absolutely stunning, and it gave off major romantic vibes. The lighting was perfect, the setting was gorgeous, and both of them looked absolutely glowing in those pictures. But what a lot of people didn't realize at the time was that this was actually a strategic move to distract all those helicopters and paparazzi. While everyone was focused on those photos thinking they had captured the wedding moment, the actual ceremony was happening somewhere else entirely. It was brilliant planning if you think about it. Now I have to address something that's been bothering me because I've seen so many comments about it. There are people out there saying that Benny looked unhappy in the photos or that he didn't want to be there. Let me tell you something right now. That man absolutely adores Selena. Anyone who has followed their relationship can see how much he loves her and how happy he is to be with her. The way some people were trying to create drama out of nothing is honestly sad. Sometimes people who are miserable in their own lives try to bring down others and create problems where there aren't any. What I think was actually happening in those photos is that Benny was probably in shock. Think about it. He just married the woman of his dreams. He's probably standing there thinking about how lucky he is and how this incredible moment is actually happening. That's not sadness or unhappiness. That's someone who can't believe how fortunate they are. The fact that people were trying to twist that into something negative really shows you how some folks operate online. The only actual wedding photo that the paparazzi managed to get was extremely blurry and taken from behind a tent. You could barely make out the outline of Selena's dress and Benny's suit. After all that effort, all those helicopters, all those photographers from around the world, that was the best shot anyone could get. That tells you just how well they planned this whole thing and how serious they were about keeping their special day private. When Benny finally posted the real wedding dress photos this morning, everyone could see what we had actually been missing. Selena looked absolutely stunning in her actual wedding gown. It was worth the wait to see those official photos because they were absolutely beautiful and you could feel the love radiating from both of them in every single shot. Now celebrities are starting to post their own photos from the event, and we're getting little glimpses into what the celebration was actually like. Some of her co-stars from Only Murders in the Building have shared pictures. Writers who have worked with Selena over the years posted their moments from the day. It's all coming out in waves now that the couple has shared their official photos first. The way it should be, honestly. Here's something really interesting that guests have been revealing. When people finally got their phones back, they started posting about the experience. Yes, you heard that right. Phones were collected at this wedding. Now, I've seen some people complaining about this, saying they can't believe phones were taken away. But let me explain something to you. This is actually the right way to do things. Guests should not be posting anything before the bride and groom share their own photos. It doesn't matter if they're famous or not famous. This is about respecting the couple's wishes on their special day. One of the guests posted about finally getting their phone back, and you could tell from all the posts that people had an amazing time at this wedding. Everyone looked like they were having the time of their lives. The outfits that people wore were stunning. The atmosphere looked incredible. You could just feel the joy coming through in every single photo that was shared after the fact. Speaking of guests, there were some familiar faces there who shared their experiences. Some really talented songwriters and producers who have worked with Selena over the years were in attendance. Her close friends were there celebrating with her. Everyone looked absolutely fabulous and like they had the best time celebrating this union. The energy in all the photos is just pure happiness and excitement for the newlyweds. Now we need to talk about the invitation drama, because this was absolutely wild. Yesterday, just hours before the wedding, an invitation leaked online that included an address and all the details. People were going crazy thinking this was the real invitation to the wedding. But here's where it gets interesting. Turns out that invitation was completely fake. There's a woman who runs an invitation business, and she came forward to admit that she created those fake invitations herself. She said she did it because she wanted to go viral and promote her small business. She explained that while the design was real, Selena never actually hired her or sent out those invitations. This woman saw an opportunity to get attention for her business, and she took it by creating fake wedding invitations for one of the biggest celebrity weddings of the year. Now, I understand wanting to promote your business, and I get that going viral can help a small company grow. But starting off with lies is not the way to do it. She included an address that she found on Google Maps and claimed it was where the wedding was happening. She put out false information and tried to pass it off as real. That's not just questionable business practice. That's potentially dangerous because you're giving out location information that could put people at risk. In her video explanation, she tried to justify it by saying the address was already leaked and there were helicopters everywhere anyway. But that's not true. That specific address was not public knowledge before she posted it. She made a choice to spread false information for personal gain, and that's not okay no matter how you try to spin it. There are ethical ways to grow your business, and this wasn't one of them. The level of deception that went into keeping this wedding private was actually pretty impressive when you think about it. They had a decoy photo shoot to throw off the paparazzi. They collected phones from guests to prevent leaks. They kept the actual location so secret that even with helicopters flying overhead and photographers swarming the area, nobody could figure out exactly where the ceremony was taking place. That takes serious planning and coordination. When you're a celebrity at that level, you unfortunately have to live differently than regular people. You have to take extra precautions to maintain any sense of privacy. You have to do things that might seem extreme to the average person but are actually necessary when you have the entire world trying to capture your private moments. Selena and Benny clearly understood this, and they took every possible step to protect their special day. The fact that they managed to pull this off in today's world where everyone has cameras and social media and there are drones and helicopters everywhere is honestly remarkable. They outsmarted an entire industry of people whose job it is to capture these moments. They got to have their wedding the way they wanted it without the whole world watching in real time. Then they got to share it on their own terms when they were ready. That's actually beautiful when you think about it. Throughout this entire process, what really stands out is how much thought and care went into every single detail. From the strategic photo releases to the phone collection to keeping the actual ceremony location secret, everything was planned with precision. They weren't trying to be difficult or make things hard for people. They were simply trying to have one day that was truly theirs before sharing it with the world. The love between these two is so obvious in every photo and every moment that has been shared. You can see how happy they are together and how much this day meant to both of them. Despite all the chaos surrounding the event and all the people trying to invade their privacy, They managed to have what looks like a perfect wedding celebration surrounded by the people they love most. Now that the official photos are out and guests are sharing their experiences, we're getting to see just how beautiful this entire event was. Every detail looks carefully thought out. Everyone in attendance looks genuinely happy to be there celebrating with them. The whole thing just radiates joy and love and happiness. That's what a wedding should be about. Make sure you subscribe to stay updated on all the latest celebrity news and entertainment updates because there's always something happening in Hollywood. Hit that subscribe button so you never miss out on the inside scoop and all the details that everyone's talking about. You'll get all the latest updates delivered straight to you so you're always in the know about what's happening with your favorite celebrities.